this pace is the basic pace in our, which is proven by our national legislation, and all the corresponding laws have already been approved. It worked out the logic of the internal reform, how to attain the values that the Ukrainian society wants to confess. Ukraine's accession to the European Union is our main target, and it's written in the middle-term reform. This is the foundation of our strategy. We want to approach this membership through political association and economic integration. Today we're working on fixing that formula in the new enhanced agreement of Ukraine with the European Union. On the 17th of February, we started official negotiations with the European Union on establishing a free trade area between Ukraine and the European Union. In future, we expect to create such free trade areas with our key partners, with our remarkable partners, and primarily I would like to say about Canada. And we've already spoken about that with His Excellency Mr. Prime Minister, and we paid considerable amount of time to that very matter. I also expect that one of the main constituents of the integration process will be in the single energy space, which will make us closer to Europe. I'd like to say that Ukraine already signed a memorandum on harmonization of the Ukrainian energy system with the European energy system. This and other steps are considered to be a direct integration of the Ukrainian economy to the European economic space. With that, together with Lithuania, Poland, Azerbaijan, and Georgia, Ukraine initiated a Baltic, the Black Sea, and the Caspian Sea energy transiting space founded on clear and transparent rules for everyone. Our main target is to introduce Ukraine's capabilities, especially energy transiting capabilities, and Ukraine possesses one of the biggest chain of oil and natural gas transportation routes. Our goal is to integrate these routes along with the entire transiting potential of Ukraine into the common European energy market. This is a brilliant initiative that has been put down in the declaration of the Kyiv Energy Summit on the 23rd of May, and the initiative goes in line with the common European energy strategy. This is our contribution to building the common European market. We also appreciate the results of the recent summit in Bucharest, which affirmed Ukraine's prospect for membership in NATO. We hope that already in December this year we will join the membership action plan for NATO. I want to point out, when speaking about European aspirations in Ukraine, this is the policy that is not aimed at forming any plans against somebody. Not a single challenge that could be not very comfortable for anyone with Ukraine's accession to NATO is not appropriate. We are only governed by the national interest of the state.
Для того, щоб розуміти,
in order to understand why Ukraine's position is such insisting and such is so insisting on EU and NATO membership, it's worth recalling our history, at least of the 20th century. Just pay attention to the fact that for the last 90 years, Ukraine has declared its independence 6 times, starting from Hetman Skoropadsky in 1918. Hetman only managed to make country's sovereignty for a little more than 6 months. And the same thing happened to the independences of Ukrainian People's Republic and Western Ukrainian People's Republic. I don't want this range of historic tragedies to be repeated in today's history of Ukraine. The only non-alternative decision and solution to make Ukraine eternal is Ukraine's accession to the system of collective security. This will apparently be the first time in our history when Ukraine's sovereignty will be approved by almost 30 countries in the world. Therefore, when we're speaking about Ukraine's NATO membership, we're speaking about genuine Ukrainian sovereignty. This is the reason why such a strong and incisive policy is being carried out by the Ukrainian government. In this very context, Mr. Prime Minister, I would like to thank you very much for that position that you expressed during the Bucharest summit. It was a proven, clear opinion of a country that fully supports this very pace of my country. Thank you. In my opinion, this is one of the examples how very firm approvals of our partnership between our two countries is manifested. Of course, a very important supporting pillar for this cooperation is about 1 million Ukrainian Canadians who've become an invaluable part of Canadian society. I'm very grateful to Canada for their support of our Ukrainian community and their spiritual and cultural needs. As a very good indication of our friendship, we are grateful to Canada that it commemorates about 10 million innocent victims of the Great Famine in Ukraine in 1932-1933. I would like to express my biggest gratitude to Canadian Senate that approved a resolution that calls the Canadian government to recognize the Holodomor in Ukraine as an act of genocide against the Ukrainian nation caused by Stalin's regime. That happened in 2003. I'm sure and I'm confident, ladies and gentlemen, that this address will be supported by the House of Commons of the Canadian Parliament. Taking advantage of this opportunity, I would like to thank to the Sejm of Latvia and its chairman, who's present today in this room, for the recognition at the beginning of the 2008. They recognized the Holodomor in Ukraine as an act of genocide against the Ukrainian nation. The partnership between Ukraine and Canada has considerable advantages and the impetus is felt in many cases. We are united by clear political position on many challenges of the international life. We can feel the efficiency of our partnership in recovering from Chernobyl catastrophe, and Ukraine will always remember the invaluable support provided by Canada to Ukraine to recover after Chernobyl's tragedy. Being solidary partners in promoting democracy in the world and we are actively acting and cooperating in international missions on supporting peace and stability throughout the world. An invariable and very important part of our partnership is the cooperation between the parliamentarians of our countries. I welcome the activities by the Ukrainian and Canadian interparliamentary group, and I'm sure that it will further on make very many contributions to strengthening relations between our countries. Your Excellencies, the key target of my visit to Canada is to give more impetus to our cooperation, and we are ready to act very efficiently in a systematic way. I'm calling our Canadian friends and partners to close this cooperation, to accomplish it with new ideas throughout the whole spectrum, starting from the nuclear energy to participation in the projects related to Euro 2012 Cup that will be hosted in Ukraine. Dear friends, we highly appreciate our friendship and we believe in it. I want to thank Canada for its support. I want to thank your nation, your people, for all the warm and dear feelings addressed to the Ukrainian hearts. From the heart of Ukraine to the heart of Canada, I want to state the words of gratitude and respect. We are going forward, and we want to go forward together as true and frank and dear friends. Thank you for your attention. God bless Ukraine and God bless Canada.